it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I may have spoken the wrong date. Today is June 25th, 2020. Mike, would you take roll, please?
Oh, my gosh. Commissioner Fox.
I'm here.
Commissioner Kalani.
Here.
Commissioner Voigt, absent. Commissioner Grissom.
Here.
Commissioner Murphy.
Here.
Commissioner LaRose, absent. And Commissioner Mitchell here.
All right, thank you. Up next, item 4, approval of our agenda.
So moved.
Support. Motion from Kalani, second from Murphy. Any changes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, 5A, approval of our PC meeting minutes from June 11, 2020.
Support.
Someone make a motion.
Yep. We got a motion there. Need a second.
Support.
All right, we have a motion to approve the June 11, 2020 meeting minutes from Commissioner Grissom, second from Kalani. Any changes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have no public, so we'll skip call to the public, and we will move right on to item 7A, site plan number 20-006, Hunters Ridge, a request for a site plan reapproval. So what we'll do is we'll turn the floor over to our planner,
Having trouble.
Martha Wyatt. I will slow down, and then we'll turn over the applicant and then bring it back to the floor. So
Okay.
if you'd like.
So this is a reapproval of plans that were approved originally under Site Plan 17-010 for Hunters Ridge, and multiple family condominium development that was originally approved as part of as Fox Ridge, and then it transitioned into a new owner, and Hunters Ridge is now going to essentially build out the same plans for that Fox Ridge had been approved for, with one variation in one of the buildings. So it was approved in 2017. Site plan review approval is valid for 2 years. In 2018, the applicant applied for two land use permits, one for a 6-unit building, one for a 12-unit building. And then he requested an extension in 2018 on those land use permits, and then proceeded to start construction on those two buildings. And then in June of 2019, site plan review was coming up to its 2-year limit. He asked for and received an extension of site plan approval that would carry him through to June 2020. And as that approached, he contacted the planning director and asked for another extension, and the planning director determined that he would not be able to do another administrative extension, that it should come back for reapproval of the same plan. There's no changes to the layout of the buildings. Everything's the same. The intent is to, under the guidance of the Planning Commission, to grant approval with allowing for the continuation of the project, subject to no more than a 2-year span between land use permits being issued for each of the consecutive buildings. So we don't have to have the applicant come back every time.
Cool.
And with that,
All right, sounds good.
turn it over.
Like to introduce yourself? Anything you'd like to add to that?
Good afternoon, my name is Mario Izzi. Thank you for having me back. I'm with NJC Companies, 46600 Romeo Plank, in Cone Township, Michigan, Cone County. I agree with everything Martha has presented this evening. I'm here to answer any questions. I would like to say that we did get a slow start on this project. Part of the reason from 2017, when I walked out of this room with the site plan approval, this was a little unusual, this project, because there were a few open-ended issues with the existing HOA that we had to work through. Entrance landscape, documenting the condition of the roads, getting a construction access through your DPW through the backside, so that we could avoid any heavy construction traffic going through the existing subdivision to the east of us. So that took most of 2017. We had to work through revisions to the master deed. We apply for building permits or land use permits. The building permits come from the county. Just took a little bit longer than we thought. Once we were ready to pull the trigger, then the more difficult part was actually sourcing contractors and tradesmen. Because these two buildings that are currently under construction, basically starting from scratch, we're trying to lure some of our subcontractors, some of our tradesmen from the east side, or anybody locally, and it's a challenge. I'm sure you're tired of hearing the same old song and dance and story from developers and builders. But we're having a hard time getting qualified trades for reasonable prices, and one thing we won't do is overpay, because I don't want to have to pass that on to the customer. Our units right now are budgeted to come in at a market price. On the low end, $175 for the 12-plex units. On the higher end, $250,000 for the 6-plex units. I think that's a good value for the buyer, especially given today's day and age. Don't ask me the square footage, and I don't have those committed to memory, but I'm sure we have another plan. We can source that if we have to. So your planning department was kind enough to give us the administrative approval in 2018. And we'd like to try to extend this as painlessly as possible for all of us. We do not anticipate stopping now that we've started this train rolling, and we think that the building will probably get a little quicker as our trades hopefully learn the buildings a little bit better. So 10, 11 months to build a 12-unit building hopefully goes down to 8, possibly 7. And it all depends on when we start the building in the weather cycle. Basically, we have 7 months to do 12 months worth of work because of the weather. So that's kind of how we look at it. So be happy to answer any other questions or any concerns. If there's anything that I don't know about, I'd like to know any complaints from any residents. Please direct those to me, or if something comes up in the future, I'd be happy to try to tackle those as they come up. But I think we've got a pretty good track record so far with the residents. Thank you.
All right, great, thank you. Any questions for Mario? As Martha pointed out, the one big thing in the motion tonight is to, the way we changed the ordinance and all, they went through their 2-year extension. Remember, we moved that out. But what happened here is there's this gap between the building land use permits being pulled for the building. So in this motion is the opportunity, should we recommend this to the board, to allow these land use permits to be pulled within the 2-year window of one another to keep their site plan current, assuming no changes to the ordinance and no changes to their site plan. So if all stays as drawn, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's really something to hopefully not have to have them come back every 2 years.
So just
I
a
don't
question.
mind to come back every 2 years for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't mind to come back and touch
Sure.
base with you, but
Yeah.
if we could do it this way with, I'm sorry to interrupt, if we could do it this way so that the land use permits don't expire, at least, I guess it's a little more security for us to guarantee that the money that we have in the ground over there now, there's no danger of jeopardizing that investment that we have. In other words, as long as we do what we're supposed to do, we're building, and we don't allow any of these land use permits to expire beyond 2 years, there's no reason why we just can't continue to roll through. But again, I don't mind to come back every 2 years and come say hello and touch base, whatever you'd like.
Just trying in my head, so the site plan that we approved, that's, following the zoning ordinance, and you're a PD, so you kind of had your own situation. But again, if our ordinance changes, we could assess and see if it has any impact, right? That's what we'd have to do. Since it was approved as a PD, you might have your own little stipulations.
That would be my understanding,
way
if anything
it would be
impacted this development. But this development was approved as this plan. They
Right.
have the building materials, this footprint, the underground, a lot of it's probably in. As I recall, the roads are in. So as long as they do what's approved,
Yeah. So,
they don't have to come back. They just have to watch that 2-year window deal.
right. But as we said, in this.
And that's per building.
As-
So it could
but-
take a long time to build this out.
This does say if the zoning changes, the zoning ordinance changes, then we might have to just take a peek in case it's something.
Is that your understanding, Martha? That
I mean, I think we would, if he was staying true to the PD plan, if the zoning ordinance changed, if it somehow affected, I don't know, it kind of depends on what it was.
Depends, right?
Because they have kind of
Their own.
it's all set in a sense, and so as long as they stay with the same approved site plan, I would think
They're
that wouldn't
good.
really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah,
I've seen
wouldn't
some
they
reference.
basically be grandfathered? I mean, we can't change
Yeah,
the
the issue,
ordinance on.
well, yeah, there's no talk of this, but we could today not extend this and make them start over.
That's true.
And what we're trying to do is not do that, because we all agreed this is what this project was going to be. They get the assurances that as long as they build what was approved, they don't have to worry about us not reapproving it in 2 years.
Yes.
Right.
That's all, that's what this really
Yeah.
is.
So, yeah. And then if you're going, in a couple of years from now, you pull your land use, whatever permits, you still have to go through the building department if code changes,
Yes, ma'am.
engineering, all that, you're covered in that way, so we don't have to worry about that, right?
That's right.
Any other questions, comments? Not there. I wasn't going to review the staff letter because there's nothing really to review. We just talked about all of it. So if you're so inclined, there is a motion found on page 1 of the staff letter dated June 18, 2020.
Okay, I'll try to read it. So, move to approve site plan application 20-006, a request to reapprove site plan number 17-010 for the construction of Hunter's Ridge, a multiple-family condominium residential development, using the plans previously approved under SP 17-010 and according to the terms of the amended plan development agreement. Approval is subject to the following conditions. 1, the applicant shall adequately address the outstanding items noted in the Planning Department's memorandum dated June 18, 2020. 2, the project may consist of several phases of construction. However, the project shall continue to progress in a timely manner. Site plan approval shall remain valid as long as there is not more than a 2-year lapse in the submittal and approval of land use permit applications for construction of condominium buildings within the Hunter's Ridge development. 3, applicant complies with any requirements of the Department of Public Works Director, Township Engineering Consultant, and Heartland Deerfield Fire Authority, and all other government agencies as applicable. 4, any conditions associated with the original approval shall remain valid unless specifically modified.
I'll support that.
Okay, so we have a motion from Commissioner Grissom, second from Kalani to approve site plan application number 20-006. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. You're all set. Thank you.
May I ask one question?
Sure.
Item number 1, applicant shall adequately address the outstanding items.
There aren't any.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
It's kind of a formulaic thing. 'Cause
Did we get you worried there?
Okay.
Just
True.
as there are no other comments from any governmental agencies, you're good on everything.
Yeah, basically.
If anything does come up, we're happy to address any concerns or any issues that might pop up with the neighbors. Anything.
Great.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you, and my best to all your families.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Thank you.
We'll move on. No call, no public, so no call to the public. Martha, did you have anything to add this evening?
I was supposed to note to you that these screens will be a kind of a touch screen
Oh, really?
that will, when the, whatever is on the, the monitor at the time, this is what Troy has told me, you can use your finger to, point to something, put a circle around something and ask a question. That's my understanding.
Nice.
And so we do have new equipment that will have, there's a screen that comes down on this side, I believe that wall, it'll still be, imposed on that wall. So, yeah, that's all I know about right now. I didn't go to the training session, so,
Okay. No problem.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're
Item
welcome.
10, committee reports, comments, anybody, anything? Item 11, a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Kalani, Mitchell, and Kalani. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are done. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I deal with Carla.